Hi everyone, my name is Mohamed Najaaf. I work as a solutions architect at Amazon Web Services. So thank you for joining for today's session. So today I will be talking about Amazon Q Developer and how is it integrated with GitLab to create a next level developer experience. So before diving into the details, I wanted to share a report from GitLab Global DevSecOps, which was shared last year, which says that 74% of organization using AI for software development reports the desire to consolidate their tool chain. So we have seen the AI tools have been part of our personal life as well as our work life for many months and couple of years now. So what we have seen from customers is there a strong requirement or a need to consolidate some of the tools so they can perform their tasks related to software development in a single tool rather than using multiple tasks, which increases the complexity as well as causing confusion. That has been a need that customers have been sharing with us. So how can we help the people who have been using GitLab? So that's the main part of our today's session. So that's where GitLab Duo with Amazon Q comes, right? So we know that GitLab is a very popular DevSecOps platform that has been used by software developers and IT professionals all across the globe. Now with integration with Amazon Q, you have the ability to accelerate your overall software development lifecycle, whether it's transforming your legacy code or in order to you have an idea and you wanted to create code and all the way to raising a merge request in GitLab, that all can be accelerated using Amazon Q. And also if you want to conduct security code reviews for your code, Amazon Q can also help with that. So the aim of using Amazon Q is to accelerate your software development lifecycle. So we will talk about some of this in the coming slides. We also have like few demo videos that can help you in better understanding of the features of Amazon Q. And one more important thing is that as of today, the Amazon Q is for GitLab customers is only available for GitLab self-managed Ultimate customers. So I also wanted to talk about some of the core features of Amazon Q when using it along with GitLab Duo. So the first one is streamlining software development, right? As I said before, if you have an idea, so you have a code repo which you have in GitLab, and say there is a new issue that you have created, an idea, and with the use of Amazon Q can look at that issue, see the descriptions, and create a code for you, which you can then review yourself and add or remove anything that you want to update, and then send all the way to merge request. So we will see again that in a demo video coming up. And the second one is optimizing your code, right? You can use Amazon Q to generate unit test from a merge request. Another important thing is like maximizing the code quality and security. So with Amazon Q, you can perform high quality security code reviews. And lastly, you can modernize your code. You can transform your legacy Java applications that are using 8 or 11 version and then transform it to Java 17 in minutes. And earlier we know that it can take up to weeks, or in some cases, depending upon the size of the code, it can take up to months. But we'll see shortly how Amazon Q, working along with GitLab, can accelerate that transformation. So coming to the first feature is idea to merge request, right? So what are the benefits? And it is quite clear, right? It's faster feature implementation cycles. So if your business requirement needs a particular new feature that you want to deliver it quickly, with the help of Amazon Q, you can deliver it much faster now. And code quality, right? It gives you another perspective from the AI code, AI tools such as Amazon Q to ensure that the quality of the code is high and it doesn't contain any vulnerabilities which it can detect through the security code scanning, etc. And lastly, it improves the developer productivity, right? And that's the overall aim of using such tools. Right. So for the demo, we have a sample page where we have a sample project with TypeScript files. So now what we are going to do is we'll be creating an issue, which is essentially an idea that we want to integrate into this project. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating an issue on the top left, and we give an title. So in this case, it's an adding a new sign up flow to the website, as you can see here. And you create an account for the user that takes an email and password and username, add a flow for existing users to sign in, and this should be linked from the home page, right? So those are the few descriptions that we have added into the new issue, right? And now what we are going to do is, like, once we created it, the issue will be invoking Amazon Q using /Q and dev. And once we enter that, we will see a message from Amazon Q service saying, I'm working on generating code for this issue. I'll update this comment and open a merge request when I am done. So in the background, it's going to look at the title, it's going to look at the description that you have entered, and then it's generating code on behalf of you. And after a few seconds, you will see an open merge request, right? So let's take a look. So you can see that it has finished generating the proposed code changes and opened a merge request. So we can go to that merge request now, and you can see it documents, or it updates all those comments in the relevant issues or merge requests. So it's easier for us to understand what's happening in the background on what exactly Amazon Q service is doing. So you can see that the code has been implemented. So the other important step is to review the code changes, right? So you go through the code and see what are the additional codes that it has been integrated, and see if there is anything that's missing, and basically doing a quick check of the quality of the code, right? So in this case, what we're seeing is, like, we are trying to include one more small feature into the code. So in this code, there is no logging. So in this demo, you can see we are adding a comment again saying add logging, and when we after we add the comment, and then we again invoke the Amazon Q service /Q dev, what it does is the same thing. It reviews the code, it reviews your comment, and then it creates the code based on your requirement, right? So again, going back to the changes, you can see there is now a new file called logger.ts, which is very recently created for you, and you can review that code, and if you're satisfied with it, you can basically approve the merge request. So this is one of the features of using Amazon Q with GitLab. So the next one is Java application modernization. Let's say in your current organization, you have few applications that are using Java 8 or Java 11 applications. So if you're looking to modernize or transform the versions to Java 17 quickly, then Amazon Q is the tool that you want to use. The specialty of using this tool is it's not just transform your code, but it does that in a well documented way, right? It creates an upgrade plan, and it generates the ready to review merge request while maintaining full traceability. So you have that full clear documentation of what happened, what are the dependencies that it removed, what are the dependencies that it has upgraded. All sort of information that you would need will be documented along with the actual transformation of the code. So now let's take a look at that demo. Right, so now again we have a new issue which we have given a title called upgrade project to Java 17, and then what we are going to do is give in this description we will be invoking Amazon Q. In this case, we'll be invoking transform. Earlier we used dev in order to generate code, but in this one we are transforming the code, right? So that's why we are using transform. And then when we create the issue, you will see what are the different steps that Amazon Q will perform. So the first one is I'm running the CI/CD job required to transform your code, and then it will upload your code, generate a transformation plan, it will transform your code, and then generate a merge request, right? So we will see what's the upgradation plan and the documentation that Amazon Q provides. So you can see that it has started giving output, and very quickly you can see that it analyzes the source code. It says the lines of code in your application, dependencies that needs to be replaced, files to be changed, and the plan transformation changes, all those steps by different steps that it will take in order to upgrade. And once it's created the transformation plan, the next step is actually transforming the code. And you will see that, yeah, it has finally created that merge request for the upgrading to the Java 17. And as you can see in the screen, it details all those additional details that you will require, like the additional code that has been replaced, what are the files that has been changed, and what are the next steps that it will do and asks you to do. Right, you should always review the code and see the changes that it has made to the application. And again, at most of the times you might have to make small changes in some of the files, but the aim of using Amazon Q is to accelerate your overall software lifecycle development, right? And that's what we are seeing now. You can see that it has passed the different stages of your pipeline. And yeah, so this is one of the other demo that I wanted to show you, how you can utilize Amazon Q to upgrade your Java legacy applications to Java 17. So moving on to the next and final feature is the code reviews. So we know that when we develop the code, we do the peer reviewing and other measures. But with the Gen AI, we can do much better, right? That's basically using Amazon Q services such like that to review your existing code, and it will suggest, are there any vulnerabilities, are there any scope for optimizing your code to make it more resilient, more secure in nature. So for the demo, what we are going to see is we have a merge request, right? And with all the code that we have written down or generated by Amazon Q. And then what we are going to do is like review that code to check for quality or security issues. So for that purpose, we'll be using /Q review. And when you comment that, behind the screen, it scans the code and it gives you a detailed information on the vulnerabilities it has detected, and it also highlight the piece of code in your actual code base to see this is where you have that vulnerability. So in this use case, you can see that it is saying there is a possibility of SQL injection attacks because of this code. And what you can do is like you can review the findings and then you can fix it then and there, right? And for that we use the fix command. And when you add that command, it will generate the updated code, and you can review the code changes again and ensure that it's all good, and then apply the suggestion. So this is one of the ways you can utilize Amazon Q to basically review your code for quality checks and other security vulnerabilities. So that's all what I wanted to talk to you about, just highlighting the main core features of Amazon Q. And if you're using GitLab in your organization, and if you're using AWS, what I would suggest is give it a try with Amazon Q and see how, if it helps in your software development for your organization. So feel free to scan the QR code to learn more about this integration. And as I said before, as of today, it's only available for self-managed Ultimate customers. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for taking part in this session. I hope it has been helpful. And I hope you have a good rest of the day in the Platform Engineering Conference. Thank you.